Okay, everybody, we're talking pain with sex. I'm Dr. Diane, your libido doc. We're talking about all things pelvic floor this month, so make sure you hit that subscribe button in order to get the updates and all the things we're talking about. So, pain with sex is so devastating, right? There's so many different emotional things that can come up with pain with sex that we really want to take a moment to acknowledge, because it's not just about the pain. It's about the impact that it can have on our relationship, but it's also about feeling strange and feeling uncomfortable with our own body and our own female anatomy. Something that I see, for example, when people get diagnosed with an STI, especially something visible like a genital herpes or genital warts, is there's almost this sense of like shame. There can be this sense for women or men of feeling like they just are not in their bodies. They don't feel necessarily like they're touching into their feminine or their masculine, right? So there's this huge sense of all of these different emotions that can really come out of this. And not to mention that, frankly, it just hurts and it sucks. So what do we do about it? So that's really the topic of this month. And there's many different things we're talking about over the course of the month. We've talked about Kegels. We've talked about various sorts of root causes, hormones and circulation, nutrition, and more. One of the things I want to make you aware of today is DHEA. DHEA is a nutrient our body makes, and DHEA actually applied to the vulva has been shown to help with things, and like not just the vulva, the clitoris, actually all the way to the anus, has been shown to help with things like preventing atrophy, preventing those tissues from shrinking, which is actually a huge reason oftentimes for pain with sex. And it can help the tissues heal. Now, in particular, I really love this product called Julva. Julva is created by a friend and colleague of mine, Dr. Annika Becca, wonderful woman, and she's done so much research on this product because it's not just about the DHEA, it's actually stem cells. So when we're delivering DHEA, which is a libido-inducing molecule, and we're actually putting stem cells in that area, it can really help with healing. The good thing about DHEA is it is a molecule that both men and women need. So if we use it and it gets on our partner, it is okay and probably also good for them. So with pain with sex, we want to think about the reasons, right? So definitely pay attention to the pelvic floor exercises I've talked about through the month. Definitely pay attention to how to do a Kegel correctly. We're going to talk in the next video also about some weight training you can do. And remember that internal type of massage, right? So remember, we want to go in and we want to feel if there's any sorts of places inside our vagina, using our fingers, using a sexual massager, and we can feel to see, are there any places that are particularly tender? And holding our fingers there, sometimes massaging the muscles either with our fingers or a massager, can help to open up that tissue. But this Julva I've seen to be one of the most healing things. And when I've had pelvic pain, as I've talked about a little bit this month, this has been for me one of my top healing types of things that we use. Now, of course, we always want to remember that we store a lot of emotions in the pelvis. So if you're trying the physical things, you're trying the Kegels and you're trying the Julva and you're trying the various sexual massagers and you're doing all of these things and it's still not healing, that's definitely where we want to consider, are we holding emotions there? And a very nice combination with that is working with a pelvic floor therapist while also breathing into that tissue. Or another thing we can do is we can use a sexual massager, we can use our fingers to actually hold any tissue, gently breathing, literally holding the tissue and putting a hand on your heart and taking a breath and breathing into that tissue. Because it's really common that stress can get lodged in our body, and our entire pelvic floor region is a huge place of this. So we want to allow our body to have the space to actually release and let go. And that's part of how we do that. So I hope you'll join me for my pelvic floor masterclass. I'm going to put a link for this in the show notes here so you can make sure you get this. It's one of my favorite products out there. I hope it really helps you. And we're going to talk in our masterclass this month. It's going to be super actionable, right? So we're going to talk about a ton of different things just like this, how to find the root causes, how to know which root causes, because there's so many root causes that can actually cause pain with sex. So we're going to talk about how to actually figure out what are your top root causes and take it from there. So I do hope you'll join me. We'll see you then. And until now, I'm the Libido Doc, Dr. Diane. I'll see you next time.